Molweni Betuna and welcome to Conversations with Z. Igama lami nguZinhle Limba. Thank you so much for joining me today. On today's conversation, I've decided to invite a good friend of mine, Usbune. The content, what I want us to talk about is the conversations that we usually have. We've decided using a bigger platform so that we can add value in someone's life. It's not like we always talk about serious things, but sometimes we speak about izinto that we feel like if we could share with abantu abaninzi, they could make an impact ebomini babo. So Sbu, I want you to tell abantu like him, ngubani uSbu, ukhulele phi, and like all of that.
Hello everyone, my name is Sibulelo. I sound like a typical YouTuber. My name is Sibulelo Gawulayo. I grew up in the Eastern Cape in a small town called Lady Frey, elali nemthwakusentlalontle. So I completed my schooling there, that side. So yeah, this is me. I've been friends with Uzinhle for quite some time.
All right. Indoda se-Lady Frey, basically small town. Indoda se-Lady Frey wethu. Sbu, growing up, like because I used to take care of umakhulu wami ndilungiselele iipilisi. Wena ngobuncinci, what is the one thing that you wanted to become?
So I wanted to become a taxi driver. I wanted to become a taxi driver because I found them so interesting and so cool. But they had money. So I wanted to maybe enticed by so I was enticed by Lamal and because with other professions, I equally money that we see, it's not evident. So maybe my father's back in, maybe good banks. I was on taxi, they always had money. So I wanted to become a taxi driver.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, bank. So I understand by banking don't even understand by banking don't because so I wanted to become a taxi driver, maybe based on those grounds, and I like the kind of liberty, like carelessness you takes because I found them liberal, as compared to other professions.
So what changed? Goes to high school. Before you matriculated, what did you want to become?
I think it was in grade 8 where I wanted to. I discovered that I have a passion for teaching. I wanted to become a teacher. So it was evident from interaction with peers and classmates. So I then wanted to become a teacher so bad. Up until that metric and I still wanted to become a teacher. That Canadian scholar and I still wanted to become a teacher. So I wanted to become a teacher. So the move from monotex to be a teacher.
So when you applied for varsity, you applied for education?
I applied for education, yes.
Okay. So let's go to metric because I feel like metric is a very crucial year.
Yeah.
Because ingati like ukhula kwethu manje wena sibuka kuswa funa kumntana abano10 into libalekile lungu10 yabo so wafika kwa10 uyiboy eseledi free ngoku kwa grade 12 wa apply for education. So what take me through life after matric, like what happened after matric?
Maybe just background during matric. So as scholars we used to have this local principal to ICT each one teach one. So he nominated learner by class mayor basically.
Okay.
So longer sense and a study period so you will have a study period after maybe go 3 we'll have a study period. So I then discovered that they are nominated to a teacher. And I maybe Abantu understood me.
How you explain?
Can explain and trying to break down the content.
Okay.
Yeah. So I then discovered that learn it comes effortlessly.
Okay.
And I don't have to sort of overwork myself. Ease a learn or natural and I like this. Then I decided right there, no man, lento bendinayo from grade 8 because I wanted to be a teacher grade 8. Then grade 12 it was a validation that chini
it's got his pew
like a passion yami. And I didn't see myself doing something else. Bengaziboni notice bengaziboni unesi bengaziboni lawyer. I wanted to be an educator. I wanted to be an educator. I wanted to teach. Yeah.
Okay, so you apply.
Yeah.
School in 2010.
Yeah.
So in 2010, you applied for education. Then what happened? I want to know what happened after that.
So I applied in 2010 to study in 2012.
2012 or 2011?
2011, sorry, 2011. So I applied like Faculty of Education. Then I was not accepted.
Okay.
Yeah, I was not accepted. But got grade 12, I had good results. I had good marks. So I was awarded with a district funding. I'm not sure whether it was funding or it was funding. So I was awarded with a funding with a bursary. So that's kind of the score and I was not accepted.
Okay.
Yeah. And circumstances at home didn't allow me to study because only I went to grade 11 towards the end. So I went into grade 12 for the whole year. My mom was not well. So I was like, okay, and for my scholar, let me go for savings. Yeah.
So because your mom was not well and financially you were not ready to go back to esikolweni due to imeko yayingavumi basically. So after imeko ingavumanga, you decide to go and work, right? So you worked 2011 and then 2010 2011 no 2011 you worked ne? Now you working, you earning imali ne? What then makes you decide intobana this is not enough, I want to go back to school?
Yeah. So bengiphangela ku retail. After matric ndiye ndaya ku retail. Then ndafika ku retail ndakhawuleza ku retail because I think I was quick to learn.
Okay.
Like ndayifunda zonke process zakhona. Ndahamba ndo manager I stock room. So I was receiving stock kule shop ndandiyiphangele. So then gondiphana xa receive stock you count zonke items in the box. So I counted all the items. So ngenye imini randomly I was like, you know what, isalary yam nansi ndiyifumana. Let me sort of compare isalary yam these items lapha kule box. And I discovered that each jeans kule box, I think they were about 12. Yeah, about 12. So that's the amount to isalary yam inyanga. And I'm receiving about 300 boxes a day.
When salary is equal to box A1.
Box A1.
But when a box is 300. Okay.
So obviously and receive his chinoko. So sometimes I'll receive his key. Maybe it's A12, maybe it's A8, maybe it's A6. So I was like, you know what? It's salary amount to his box as the jeans like a box. So it didn't make sense for me. It pounded on my mind. I was like, you know what? I need to go back to the original dream that I wanted because Bendilapa, it was a temporal measure. So let me go back to school so that I can sort of have a better future. Yeah.
So now you go back, you decide to go back to school, you apply and you get accepted. What do you apply for? Because you apply for education, you got rejected.
Yeah.
You haven't improved your marks, but you want to go back to school. So what do you apply for? What did you apply for, Paul?
I applied for education. So education was my first choice. My second choice was law.
First choice education, second choice law.
So at first I applied for education in the Eastern Cape. I applied to institutions as the Eastern Cape.
Okay.
So I moved to Cape Town.
Okay.
So the applier, Cape Town, the applier institutions are lap.
Okay.
And particularly I applied a CPUT and UWC. Yeah. So I applied those institutions to dancing in a university Eastern Cape, but I was clear that I don't want to go back to Eastern Cape. So then I apply after June.
Okay.
So you can imagine now, but it is our computer and about say about grade 12. Yeah. So the applier, I then went to a UWC. I didn't know at first, but I have to go to UWC frequently to check on my status. I thought myself, applier, then institutions are well, but now we have made a decision whether we are accepting or rejecting you. So I had to go there. I went there to check my status. I think the year panel towards the end of the year, because I was advised by only colleague at that time. So I can't check status. Then I went there to check my status. That and I've been rejected. So UWC, I didn't go to a CPUT. Then going the following year, January, I went there like more often. That something I changed, but I was promised, but no man, you do qualify for the program. Also, when I'm in Sacho, I applied for education, but I ended up in social work. You're almost into the system to apply. So yeah.
You ended up doing social work. Why?
First of all, I didn't know what social workers do. I didn't know what they do. Yes, I've seen social workers, but so they tend to challenge. So that don't get up. I'm like, okay, I like the notion, the content of social work, because it's all about empowering disadvantaged individuals. So it's all about giving back to society and that and alone.
Okay. Now that you become now you say school you've applied for social work, you get accepted. Mamela. Ubuphangela ne bune salary yakho and noba utsho ngapha ecamereni but ndiyakwazi into yobana you had a side hustle ubolekisa ngemali and all of that. What other challenges do you face ke ngoku, because I can imagine, well I know from mna because then ndabuyela esikolweni and then financially kunzima guys, so when like how did that transition happen for wena?
It was difficult nakum. It was difficult nakum. I had savings. I had my side hustle and so I had to be very smart. But spend up in the so I think my lam yaphela with third year. With third year, zaba rafizindo. Like because that was like the previous year. So zaphela like imali yami yaphela, so I had to go back to emsebenzini bandithatha because I had a good record. So ndabuyela emsebenzini, but it didn't work out because of the time.
Okay, because you need to be at school, you need classes, and also some studies. So umuntu ofuna ukubuyela esikolweni tip xa uresigna kubuzazi buzabuyela esikolweni full time, you need to leave on good terms so that xa ufuna uphinde ubuye. And also I think let me tell you, people should be prepared to do the extra work because you still worked even though you were studying.
Like you need to prepare. Like I prepared for the whole year to go back to school. I prepared like save joy. I put mine aside. Side hustle like save about 3K. I mean, like 3K needs.
And now you're walking 3K. Anyways,
but 3K needs. So I saved. I was not enticed by man and if because then I must spend a window.
Okay.
So beside hustle, I think eventually, the nigga like interest, but then it's also the man. Beside hustling, it was also
loan shark at that time.
So nigga about like between 3 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So then save I.
Ube unale mali ezibox.
Ben nemali yami salary yami.
Okay.
So I had two streams of income. So yeah, that is the.
All right. So I'm glad you've touched on that because like realistically guys, it's not easy but it can be done.
Yeah.
Fast forward, what other challenges do you face, because currently like I had a hectic time, and when I know Zooks, you always say the final stretch is always challenging. Sometimes the challenge doesn't come with academics, there's other challenges that
Personal.
you face as a personal.
Personal.
What challenge wena did you face? Because you got to tell from experience, one
Yeah.
that you need to share
Yeah.
with the people.
So kwa 30 normally then I was diagnosed with TB. So TB was not a normal TB. I had MDR, like if I say extreme. At that time it was extreme.
It still is.
Yeah. So I found MDR and but it as long as stop a lot from continuing with my studies. But my family, particularly umama, wathi ba nomntwana nami beno MDR ukwenza ubusenza grade 12. So mama wanted me to put my studies on hold. But mina ndangafuni. So i-MDR ngifumane ngifuna uzabhala exam, TB le, uzabhala exam. Then it was a challenge for me to write my exams because medication side effects of the medication are so strong and sometimes you struggle to concentrate. Yeah, because sometimes the bond doesn't call you. Uba paranoid.
Big illusion.
One illusions, but because the 19. So it was very heavy. It was very heavy on me. 19 every day. So
And you still need to go to school and concentrate.
I had to cope with that reality and the fact that I was writing my exams and studying. So when I'm confident, you need to concentrate. So yeah, London. Then I was not spending enough time with my family because in Pangela got December and during the year in Pangela. So I had to focus on myself. I had to rest. I had to come back home.
So your personal life or your social life?
No, I exist. Non-existence.
Deny the personal life.
But I didn't have it.
No, that's because I don't hustle as much as you do. Deep hustle. Yeah, hustle. Okay, Sbu, enough about the sad stories because
I don't like that.
He's not a sad guy. I want to like sad those stories. Now, I want you to take us through a graduation. You get the confirmation. Nobody because I haven't graduated myself, but you get you are in
It's a completion letter.
Completion letter. Okay,
completed
you have completed this thing. You are going to graduate. How do you feel at that point in time, and who do you bring to your graduation?
I felt as if I was owning the world.
Yeah.
I was so happy because it's something that it's a project. Guys, or to commit yourself in anything. The project, and the project as you do a project here, this stage as a project, you constantly evaluate because you want to see where you went wrong and that kind of experience to the next level. So I was so relieved. It was a relief. At least in Goku qualification so obviously this is a late. I get community layer.
For my invitation, you know what?
About two.
Okay.
And this is a lady. This is magazine. Yeah, because being
that shaped
throughout this shape. Yeah, they shaped me. So this is number 2. Nomntu wamebekhona. Nomntu wamebekhona. It was a new relationship back then. It was a new relationship. So
isekhona relationship.
Isekhona.
Uthathile ke.
Isekhona ndingumuntu ocommitted. Ndiyathanda serious. Ndiyafuna uyazi bandenza ntoni. I know abanye abantu bane experiences is different, but maybe when their perception is different in relationship.
Relationships. Relationships. Relationship. Anyways, so you graduate. How does your life change? Because how graduate full pangela. Is it easy for you to find employment? What happens after you've graduated?
So in the social work when it was identified as one of the scarce skills.
Okay.
So there was a need for social workers.
Okay.
But by the time I graduated, it was a scarce skill.
Okay.
So cards have turned. So I was like, hey, the Fundelendo, and I want to get a job so that I can at least contribute in assembly. I come social worker. Reality ngwangwanga komsebenzi.
Ngokwawukho. Unqabile. Okay.
So akukho umsebenzi. So but ke you need to have a plan B.
Okay.
You need to have a plan B. As much as plan A was successful, but you need to have plan B. So plan B for me was to further my studies. So it comes with, it's equivalent to honors.
Okay.
So it means that you can do your master's after my degree.
Okay.
My first degree was in a component year research.
Okay.
And for honors, you just need component year research. Then you'll be able to apply for master's.
Okay.
So I did my master's immediately after my graduation. But it was not intentional for me to do my master's, but I did my master's based on the
scarcity of
umsebenzi. And I didn't want to go back to retail. Yeah.
So go from this guy that wanted to become a taxi driver that had challenges throughout university and otherwise. You graduate and then you then do your masters. You graduate. We masters. Now, how is life? Like, how does your life change after fumene masters?
Yeah. So ndizenze masters but fortunately for me, ndizenze masters kunyaka wami wokuqala we-masters. There was a need for black academics, young black academics. So kunyaka wami wokuqala, I had multiple contracts. I was appointed as a tutor. I was appointed as a research assistant. That's where I developed my love for research. Maybe something still today, I don't know. That's where I developed my love for research. Then I was involved in monitoring and evaluation, M&E. M&E, monitoring and evaluation. So I had 3 contracts. So from having a fear of being unemployed, I went straight to obtaining 3 contracts. But
so from 3 places.
Salaries, yeah.
So basically, with money.
Not per se. Not per se. I didn't enjoy my money.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy my money or the money that I was making at that time. I didn't enjoy it.
Why?
Mainly because responsibilities were so heavy on my shoulders. Remember, they are funded as a masters, and the time I did some masters before. So the requirements are too high, and the level of engagement with the content is too high. So at the same time, there's the research assistant. So lamdu guys out to ufuna depends on the law activities, depends on the task. I need to deliver. The M&E, so I'm evaluating the program. So I was traveling. Did travel up the Eastern Cape. I did M&E. Then I pick up, mostly I pick up. So I need to be monitoring and evaluation. So a program, I'll develop a program by law organization. So we go there to evaluate effectiveness of the program or impact. Impact assessment. So we are assessing the impact of the programs with M&E. So I didn't enjoy my money because of those activities. And then I have to come back. And you're on contract, because I was permanent. I can't be permanent. And if I'm paying so I report.
Okay.
Yeah.
But to get through your at least you have 3 incomes. Now, with Ezizindo, you've graduated smooth, ne? I can imagine, I don't know, ne? But for him now, once you graduate, you come from black families, you need to black tax, you need to provide at home and all of that. And also, une masters, erokshini. Do people maybe say you've changed? Because I assume that you spending too much time saying this is when do you have time for your friends, for your family? Social. The question should be, how does success or his achievement change your relationships
or
impact
how you are perceived? Of course, because one will perceive it differently. But I'm not a public person. If friends bagle hassle so your friends bagle hassle so I've always been a selective person. But no, I select abantu no going to play level. Like abantu bekule nto bayifuna le nto ndikuyo.
Same goals, not
Yeah,
but
same vision, same bafuna uya kule direction ufuna uya kuyo. I'm not saying babe ndifuna uselect abantu abenze masters, but at least abantu who want to improve their lives, because kaloku guys awundibiza ngathi maybe let's meet up. And it's not available. I understand why this person is not available, mainly because ufuneka commit ixesha lakhe to certain things.
And then family ne black taxi khona kuwe okanye
surely it was.
How do you navigate around that?
I'm a black tax. Maybe I have a different experience with black tax. It was voluntary. I'm a black tax. I wanted to contribute.
Okay. Okay.
My mom is so humble. Azange forced ndicela imali kuwe mntanam. It was me who voluntarily gave money to mama. Akakho great mama and akafuna imali yomntu. So it benifuna contribute kumama nakwi-siblings zam.
Okay. So currently what are you doing? Since ba wenza ntoni khange ndikuvusa uba uyi-social work, ndakuva graduate social work, okanye as a social, you now a social worker, and then uyathetha uba wanqaba umsebenzi wenza i-masters zakho, uyathetha about doing research and all of that, but ithini into ngoku, like what do you do?
I was never a social worker.
Zange.
But I always worked with social workers.
Okay.
Zange, but bendisebenza nee-programs zabo. I was evaluating i-programs ebezenza.
Okay.
Then I eventually ventured into academics.
Okay.
Yeah, I ventured into academics. Ndifika kwi-program ekuthiwa it was talent stewardship.
Okay.
So i-program endingenile, it wanted male black academics and young academics. So ndifike phana ndangena kulo program. Then it was a smooth transition for mna, mainly because ndiyayithanda education. I'm passionate about education. Khange ndive uba ndikwi-program. I think ndike ndaba kwi-trans, that stage was trans, where yonke into iyenzeka. Now we are going with the flow. So ndibe kwi-trans because it was not heavy
on your shoulders.
Yeah. So I had to sort of let go of those contracts. Then be the assistant teacher, assistant lecturer, blah level.
Okay.
Yeah, I became an assistant lecturer from 2017 to 2020. Yeah, 2020.
So we assistant lecturer.
For a lack of a better word.
Okay.
When I was an associate lecturer.
Okay.
Yeah.
We lecture basically. Lecturer okay.
But I was on contract.
Okay. Then you signed your contract and you became a what?
I was invited for an interview. So
Okay.
you posted to be advertising and I was invited for an interview by a Bay lecturer. I went for interviews. Normal process interviewing. So yeah, I then became a lecturer.
Okufunda ke mntasi apha mshela ndafunda uyafunda ngoku kanye.
Yeah, I completed my masters in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2020 I allocated 2020 because by academic you need to publish.
Okay.
You need to write articles, guys. You need to write articles and contribute. We just say contribute to the knowledge, the existing knowledge. Epistemological knowledge. I had to contribute to that. So I was writing articles because I was passionate about writing at the same time. So the articles, but my articles were not published mainly because I needed a mentor. One of the very crucial steps when you're developing your profession, you need a mentor.
Okay.
You need a person who's going to mentor you, guys. You need to find a person who's a guide, because a person will make you why you're humble and so that now you can experience. So I got a mentor. I got a person who went by the parts in the methodology. It was a very strange, odd article. I understand why. So this person went, okay, my seven is like secondary deed. So what my seven is meta-analysis. I didn't know what meta-analysis was. But
I don't know what it is and I don't want to know.
Yeah. So one night alone, one of the advantages of getting a mentor.
Okay.
Yeah. So yanda ndenza izinto, all these requirements.
This is 2020.
2020. So my 2020 bengafundi.
Okay.
I was studying. I dedicated to 2021 to to make me qualify to be an academic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Okay.
Then I also conceptualized the angle of my PhD. Ndahlala phansi.
So it's PhD mo.
I'm currently doing
Kanti ufuna utsho ayibakhazi sibu. Uyathetha akanicacisele uba wenze ntoni. Yo Hassan. Yitsho doctor.
I'm currently doing my PhD.
Loading.
I'm currently doing my PhD at this point. Yeah, I'm on my first year of my PhD.
How long does it take?
It can take up to 5 years. There's no time frame. There's no time frame. There's no time frame, but it depends on the time frame that you set for yourself. When I was doing my masters, I had a time frame. But I want to complete my masters and therefore I needed to put time, invest my time into doing the work. So there's no specific time frame with PhD. It can go up to 5 years.
Well, in how many years?
In 3 to 4 years.
I learned. It can take up to 5 years, but the full years are in 3 to 4 years.
It's subject and interested.
Okay.
Yeah. How you turn into guys? When you are doing it, it becomes effortless.
Easy.
In the I didn't call that easy because sometimes
the sacrifices.
But you are effortless because you enjoy the subject. You enjoy what you are doing. So because you constantly need feedback. So postgrad from honors to masters, where ufumane who's going to supervise you. I'll be a lecturer. Depend on
it. For the academics, guys, those people can talk, right? And it's about confused because he's that type of person. We are over-explain, now you understand. Just in J, I'm amazed by your journey. Hence, I've invited you to the channel because you always speak positivity to upper home, and I soak and learn certain things from when, as someone that wants to become a doctor. If you guys have watched my channel, I'm going to do with Dr. Limba. So I'm also selective when it comes to friends. I'm glad that you've mentioned also that about friendships, but I also need to say abantu that are going towards the same direction as well. Now you understand. Now you've mentioned a lot of things, but to someone that wants to go back to school, because most importantly, the progress. I just want to know, how has education changed? Briefly, because
okay. I started to someone who wants to go back to school. You need a good plan. You need a good plan. Yeah, you need to plan. You need to identify a risk because there can be risk. I think one of the major risks is
support and finance.
So I call specific frame, but has challenges are facing. So you need to have a plan based on your experiences, based on your status, based on bumbako. You need to have a plan, and you need a person who validates the plan. But listen up, maybe the overlooking as certain aspects. But do you think you're realistic now, Lendo?
To someone that's gonna bounce ideas
to, yeah. Then life after graduation.
Life, but how has education changed? Like what opportunities has it opened and stuff?
Yeah, education can't change, but it exposed me to new things
and broadened the thinking.
It exposed me to new things. Remember, you can
imagine
when blankers and I'm here in space and I'm sort of competing. I think any difference there is competition because Galobu was our judge with it.
Okay.
So I was to a house, get Lalin no, was our judge of Dana often the model school. So in the Bible is that you need to be prepared for competition. I think even though there's any competition.
I'm ready for it.
I'm ready. Bring it on. Bring it on. not necessarily about I'm a competitive person, but
No,
yeah, because I like motivation and the adrenaline as I know. But no, I need to learn this. I need to sort of better skill still. So
yes, bazalisa Zooks.
yeah. So it be like after graduation, education has changed me to be a better person.
It made you a better person who has broadened your thinking. You no longer indoda selalini sela ibhiya apha umqombotha ukho ndiyadlala. Thank you so much, Sbu, for coming, man. You're right. I think Steven. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I hope this was really informative to someone that wants to go back to school. It just goes to show that our backgrounds really do not determine who we become. It also shows that going back to school broadens your thinking. When you're funda education, but there's news that you're going to be exposed to that are going to make you a better person. So if you have
maybe depending on how people are going to receive this kind of interview or conversation, it's very important when as a person to not limit yourself. I think in closing, I would like to say, do not limit yourself. South Africa, opportunities are here.
Okay.
Yeah. There's fund in your call, your NSFAS and NSFAS is available for Bungumuntu. For your NSFAS is there. So do not limit yourself. And know that you can never be irrelevant. You can never be irrelevant. You know that you figure with space. You look down upon yourself, and of course it's because it's a new experience for you. But as time goes, now as born, okay, I'm not irrelevant. You have nothing to lose
and everything to gain.
You have nothing to lose. I had nothing to lose. I had nothing to lose. When there's panel retail, space, I'm tapping into a new field. So even then I finish, then I can go back to
retail or whatnot. Yeah. But likely didn't.
Likely I did. But you know, is that you have nothing to lose and do not limit yourself.
You have nothing to lose and do not limit yourself. If you've enjoyed the video, found it informative, please like, comment, and subscribe. Unfortunately, you can't follow Usbu on any social media platform because Usbu, as he has mentioned, is very private, does not have social media. So if you have any questions...
I don't know how to behave in this.
If you have any questions, Usfaki up in the comment sections. We are going to come back to you and answer as much as we can. Please do share the video. Bye-bye.